Alright guys, well I missed a video last week. I didn't make one, but I did shoot some stuff and I'm going to put the footage into this video. But today I'm going to be doing something. I've had this for a while, but I've not gotten around to putting it in, and it is the trim to replace this little chrome ring around the four-wheel drive shifter, and I'm going to replace this piece that I painted. So if you look at it, I don't know if it's going to focus that good on the texture. I just scuffed up the chrome. This is really easy to pop out, by the way, when I put this button in. So I popped this out, scuffed it up, and I painted it with some like Rust-Oleum satin black, and it doesn't look that bad. But I thought, you know, for like 10 bucks, I'm going to buy the Meso Custom one. And then this piece is so hard to remove from videos I've seen. I thought, man, what's the point of taking that out and painting it? You know, you might as well just spend the, $10, $12, whatever it is, and get the piece that covers it. So it's going to look cool. It's going to give it a little more shape and texture. I did not buy the full kit that replaces this because this is such a small trim piece. And after I painted it, it looks good enough. I didn't see the point. You can see if I pop this down, I mean, it looks pretty good, Basically, though, Meso makes a little cover that slips over the chrome one. And it's really nice. It's just, after I painted it, I thought it was fine. And then also, this little trim piece here, it looks decent enough. I may later get the Meso one, but for now, I'm just going to ignore my trash in here. But for now, I'll just leave this one alone. So, looks like, from videos I've seen, you have to pop this off right here, this trim piece here. It just pops out. And then you come down and you pop this piece out here. So, not too hard, I don't think. I bought a little Gorilla Pod so I can hold my camera. And I could have set this up. And now I have misplaced the Gorilla Pod. So, I don't think I can pop this out one-handed. We'll try, and then if it doesn't look good, I'll just cut it out of the video. So let's see, oh yeah, this is easy. Whoops, okay, gentle. Alright, so that just pops out. Has some little red clips there. Very easy, no big deal. Alright, so excuse my extremely dusty screen there. Alright, then I believe I might have to do two-handed here, but I think you got to pop this out here a little bit. It's a little tough doing it one-handed. Then this should pop out as well. So I may have to go off screen here for that. Okay guys, I had to go a little two-handed there, and I'm going to tell you what, it sounded absolutely horrendous when it popped out. But best I can tell, I didn't break any clips, but this literally all just pops out. And, I've had vehicles, like a lot of Chevy stuff, where you had like a million little bolts you had to unscrew, once you got the main bezel off. So this is kind of nice. I mean, it just clips in, it's very firm. The hardest part was over here, was getting this popped loose. And this thing is so out of focus. Hold on. Alright guys, it's going to be a blurry video. Anyway, we got that popped out. All you gotta do now is just disconnect the four-wheel drive harness and the push button harness. So I'll do that. I mean, no big deal. I'll do that off screen. I don't think you need to see that. It's just a little push clip, and then we will move on. So here is the unit all taken out of the truck. Alright. So basically, I don't know how it's gonna show up, but you just got a couple little clips on each one. So here's the four-wheel drive knob. Here's the push button. So let's see. I think these are pretty much just little clips you push in. Trying to be gentle with them. I watched a video where a lady broke one of these, so definitely don't want to do that. I've got a little assortment of screwdrivers here just to work with, some little tiny ones, so I might have to use those. There we go. And if you hear a little bit of noise in the background, my wife is just going about her business, making some breakfast, all that good stuff. One of these days I'm going to make her be in my video, but for now I guess it'll be a mystery. Okay. So there's the 4-wheel drive knob. We will set that to the side. Now we're going to pop out the push button start. There we go. That one was easy to do with the fingers. Okay. So, there that is. I think it's just got some little clips here. Alright, so I don't care so much if I break this. Okay, there we go. Alright, that one's free. So like I told you guys, I had painted this black. You can see we're still chrome on the back. So my wife's adjusting my arms to make sure she came over and started checking out, make sure my stuff is in the shot. I got the camera mounted behind me. I have no idea whether or not stuff is in the shot or not. So there's my little push button starter. Huh, must have a problem, my truck's not starting. Just kidding. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this one on. So, here's that ring. Now it's marked. The camera's no way it's going to pick this up, but it says top on this little top little thing here. Alright, so you just put that in like so. Make sure it goes in. And let's see. I don't want to break this one. I didn't care so much about the other one. But there we go. Alright, that's going to look awesome. So we'll put that in after we get everything else together. Alright, now this is the tricky one. So, you got a couple little screws here. You've got a little tiny Phillips head. We'll remove those ever so carefully. Like I said, I watched that video where that lady broke one of these. I felt really sorry for her. It'd be pretty frustrating to break your 4-wheel drive, and I'm sure you could replace it, but I bet it at least costs $100, you know. I don't want to spend $10 on a piece of plastic and then have to replace a $400 knob, you know. Alright, so we got that out now. I'm going to lay that there, and that's the direction it goes. That's the screws for it. Now you got your little circuit board. I'm going to pull that out ever so carefully. There we go. Set that there. Okay, now I believe this little piece also just popped right out. Okay, we'll gently set that right there. And we got one more screw down in the hole here. There's no way the camera will see it, so we'll just move forward, but it's there, believe me. And we'll unscrew that. My wife just ripped my hat off. I guess it was bugging her in the shot. So she starts out just cooking breakfast. Didn't want to help me, now she wants to help me. So, you know, that's cool though. The little screw is really hard to, I don't know if my screwdriver's too big or what. It might be unscrewing, I don't know. There we go, I feel okay. There it goes. Now, I am making sure that my finger is resting on the little piece that kind of this holds together, because I don't want, there we go, this little piece, that's what was, so set that there, we'll gently take that off. Okay, we've taken it apart. Hopefully we haven't broken anything. So I believe the key is to take a little flathead, and there's some little tabs inside here. I believe the key is just to go through and pop these out. Wish I could tell how they were oriented, but I can't really tell. Just trying to look at it very carefully, that way I definitely don't want to screw this piece up. It's really hard to tell how the clips are made. This is another one of those pieces. I don't care so much if the chrome piece breaks, I just don't want to break the rest of it. I would almost take a little pick and see if I could get in there. Let's see. I might have to take a break here and figure this one out. Okay guys, so my wife has informed me that I was way off screen there, so hopefully over here you can actually, there's two little clips. I mean, there's no way to get the camera in there, but there's just two little silver clips. You kind of push them out and down and they release, and then this thing just kind of slides on out. So I'm trying to look at how it comes out so I can figure out how this one goes back in. Alright, so there's the new one. It's going to slide out. I'm just trying to be extra careful so nothing delicate inside gets broken. I think it basically, I watched, if you check out Classy Tacos, he's got a video on this. He made a really nice video about it. And I think what he basically said was it only pretty much goes in one way, and then it drops in, and there it is. Alright, so now we got to put this monster back together here. So let's see, so I believe this has to go back in. Make sure it goes into the two-wheel drive position, because that's where it started at. So we'll just put a finger on that to hold that in, and then there's a little screw, and it's still inside this piece, so we'll go ahead and we will drop this in here. Take our little handy dandy screwdriver and screw that back in. Being ever so careful not to mess anything up, and I think we're okay. Yep, so the spring action still works. Okay, so we'll get this tightened up here. You don't want to torque it down too much, but you want it to be tight, of course. Okay, now, I'm nervous it's going too smoothly. Okay, this little piece goes in one way. It's got like a little tab and a little hole there for it, so that goes in. This little dude just sits right on top here. You can see its little contacts there. It just sits in. It's kind of locked, you know, it's got little notches cut out in the circuit board there for its little spot. Now we put the little cap back on. Don't mess up your little pins there. And then two screws. We'll tighten those both down. That way we don't get them all weird and messed up. I think, like I said in one video before, if you watch my stuff when my hands are there, my hands shake a lot. I don't have anything wrong necessarily, but I've got like a little, just got a little shake, always have. Alright, we're done with it. So now that still works. No broken pieces, thankfully. Alright, so we got all this put back. I'm going to make sure these are nice, and like I said, you don't want to torque them down a whole lot, but you do want to make sure they're, you know, there's no slackness. Okay, man, I'm so excited about it. So close to being done. Okay, so these are just going to drop back in place, and hopefully, get a screwdriver out of the way. Hopefully, this is showing up good on the camera. Bam, clicks in with a satisfying click. And now our start button. Bam, look at that. Who used to say that on the cooking shows at Emerald? Everything's like bam, bam, bam. Alright, that was really dorky, but anyway. Okay, so we've done it. So we have effectively went from this to this. So now we'll button all that back up in the truck and we'll call it a day. Alright guys, we're back out of the truck. I've got everything put together, just going to button it all back up here. So, the hardest part earlier that I had to kind of go off screen for was this, since I was doing it one-handed. Once I got this to pop out, no big deal. It sounded awful. It sounded like I broke something. And I told you something wrong. I said there were only two harnesses. There's actually three. One's for the HVAC, one's for the four-wheel drive, one's for the start button. So, we'll go ahead and get these plugged back in here. So there's for the HVAC, and there, oops, I've accidentally turned on the blinkers there. And then this is for the start button. It don't have much of a, it don't have as long of a, there we go. So now it popped in there good, easy. Kind of slide this behind here. Make sure all your little clips are lining up. Make sure I'm getting them all in there good. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And they just click back in. Alright, now we gotta pop this back in here. So we'll make sure it goes up into place good. Okay, it kind of comes down on the side. Like, that's what I think made it so hard, because it had to come out and down a little bit. And it's really flexible, but I was afraid I was just really going to mangle it up, you know. So get that back in now. Let me grab the main bezel. And everything looks a little better now because my wife actually came out to help me. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've got that wrong. Nope, that's it. My wife came out, so she's holding the camera now, so everything's more smooth. There we go. Alright, so there's our finished product, and I think it looks way better than it did before. I like the extra dimension that it adds. Always a fan of Meso Custom stuff, and you know, for the price, I think it's totally worth it. And it definitely beats pulling them out and painting them. But anyway, again, just be extra careful with the four-wheel drive knob. You know, make sure, you know, you're careful there. It is easy to break, I guess. There's some videos online of that happening. But this one works fine. I started it up. It goes into 4 high, 4 low, no issue. But if you watched the video, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe. And like I said earlier, me and my wife went somewhere last week, so I'm going to show you some clips of that. And that'll be all. Later.
Well, it's 8:05. Where are we going, Ryan?
We're going to Indiana. We're going to look at hiker trailers.
Yay, that's so exciting.
So we had a camper, and I never bothered to shoot a video about it for some reason, but we sold it, made money on it, made a tidy little profit, and decided we wanted something smaller. We wanted a hiker trailer, so we're going to go check them out. We'll see what happens. Okay, so my wife narrated this part, but she did it all in Japanese, so I'm just going to do a little voiceover. We got to our hotel pretty late at night, like it was after 1:30 in the morning, so it was pretty late. But it's a pretty nice little hotel room. We stayed in a Hyatt. We stayed in Fishers, Indiana, because the place where hiker trailer was Noblesville, and there just wasn't much stuff around there. But it was a good room. Found it on Booking.com, pretty cheap. So not bad. Pretty good little view. It was up on like the 5th floor. But it was a lot of fun. We had a good stay.
So we are leaving the hotel. That was a nice area. And now we are headed to a hiker trailer.
Headed to hiker trailer. Which way are we supposed to go here? Alright guys, we're at the hiker trailer Indiana location. So let's check it out. Alright, so once we got to the showroom, they didn't have a whole lot of stuff. The guy that was there told me that they had actually just recently moved some stuff out because they were getting ready to do some new stuff. But there was still enough trailers to check out to get an idea. So we were able to kind of see in person. We were pretty sure we wanted one anyway, but just being able to see it in person, talk to somebody there, that made it much easier to choose.